It's November 6, 1983, a small town in Indiana, population 30,000. A 12-year-old boy vanishes without a trace. His bike is found abandoned on a dirt road. No witnesses, no evidence, no explanation. This is the opening of Stranger Things. But what if I told you this story didn't start in a writer's room? What if the monsters weren't the only thing that was real? Take a look at what Netflix never wanted you to know. The Duffer Brothers created Stranger Things in 2016. It became a global phenomenon. 286 million hours watched in the first month alone, 4 seasons, billions of dollars in revenue. But here's what they don't tell you in the credits. Every detail in that show, every experiment, every child with a number tattooed on their wrist came from somewhere. And that somewhere isn't fiction. It's declassified government documents. It's testimony from survivors. It's Cold War history that was buried for 40 years. The town of Hawkins doesn't exist on any map, but the laboratory does. Let's go back to 1953. The CIA launches a program, codename MK Ultra, objective, mind control. They wanted to find out if they could break a human mind and rebuild it. If they could create assassins who didn't remember killing, if they could extract secrets without the subject even knowing they were being interrogated. The program ran for 20 years. It involved 185 researchers, 80 institutions, 44 universities, and thousands of test subjects. Most of them had no idea they were part of an experiment. Take a look at how it worked. Subjects were given LSD without consent, massive doses, repeatedly. They were placed in sensory deprivation tanks, isolated for days, sometimes weeks, electroshock therapy, sleep deprivation, verbal and sexual abuse. Children were used, orphans, runaways, kids from broken homes. The youngest was 4 years old. The experiments took place in hospitals, prisons, and military bases across North America. One location was in Montauk, New York, Camp Hero. Another was in Indiana. The Duffer Brothers knew this. In the original pitch for Stranger Things, the show wasn't called Stranger Things. It was called Montauk. The story was set at Camp Hero, a decommissioned Air Force base on Long Island. Locals there have reported strange occurrences for decades. Disappearances, lights in the sky, children who came back different. There's a conspiracy theory called the Montauk Project. It claims the government continued MK Ultra experiments in secret, that they tried to open portals to other dimensions, that they used children with psychic abilities as test subjects. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? The Duffer Brothers researched this for 18 months. Then they changed the name, changed the location, but they kept the experiments. Hawkins National Laboratory in the show is run by the Department of Energy. In real life, the DOE operated facilities across the Midwest during the Cold War. One of them was in Indiana, classified location, restricted access. Documents released in 2003 under the Freedom of Information Act reveal something disturbing. Between 1977 and 1984, the facility received federal funding for a program called Cognitive Threshold Research. The goal? Identify and enhance extrasensory perception in adolescents. Translation: they were trying to create psychic children. 42 children participated. Parental consent was obtained. Families were paid. The children underwent electromagnetic stimulation, isolation therapy, and pharmaceutical trials. 11 of them reported severe psychological trauma. 3 were hospitalized. 1 went missing. Netflix has never commented on this. Let's talk about 11, a girl with a shaved head, a number tattooed on her wrist, taken from her mother as an infant, raised in a lab, trained to use her mind as a weapon. She can move objects, spy on people remotely, kill with a thought. In the show, she's a hero. In reality, she's a victim. Take a look at the real story. In 1974, the CIA recruited a woman named Audrey Santo. She was 19. Pregnant, desperate for money. They offered her $10,000 to participate in a study. She agreed. After giving birth, her daughter was taken into government custody for medical observation. Audrey was told it was temporary. She never saw her daughter again. Records show the child was transferred to a facility in the Midwest. Her name was redacted from all documents. She was given a number instead. Survivor testimony from other MK Ultra programs describes children identified only by numbers. Subject 1, Subject 7, Subject 11. 11 wasn't a creative choice, it was a reference. Now let's talk about the Upside Down, a parallel dimension, dark, decaying, filled with monsters. It looks like Hawkins, but wrong, corrupted. In the show, it's accessed through a portal opened by 11 during an experiment. But here's the thing, the Upside Down isn't a random concept, it's a metaphor. Take a look at what it really represents. During MK Ultra, subjects frequently described alternate realities. Hallucinations induced by LSD and sensory deprivation made them believe they were in different worlds. Some said they saw shadowy figures, creatures that didn't exist. Others described a place that looked like home, but felt evil. Psychologists call this dissociation. It's a defense mechanism. The mind creates a separate reality to escape trauma. The Upside Down is the place where the children's minds went when the experiments became unbearable. It's the psychological hell they were trapped in, and the monsters, they represent the people who hurt them. The Demogorgon in Season 1 is faceless, predatory. It hunts children. Sound familiar? In Season 2, the Mind Flayer appears, a massive entity that controls everything in the Upside Down. It infects people, takes away their free will. This is the CIA. This is the system that used children as tools. The show hides the truth in plain sight. Every monster is a metaphor. Every experiment is a memory. But there's something darker. Season 4 introduces a new villain, Vecna. He was a child in Hawkins Lab. Subject 001. He gained powers through experiments. Then he killed everyone. He creates the Upside Down. He controls it. He targets teenagers with trauma, depression, guilt. He makes them relive their worst memories until their minds break. This isn't fiction. This is what the experiments did. Dr. Ewan Cameron ran MK Ultra operations in Montreal. His technique was called psychic driving. He would force patients to listen to recorded messages on repeat, hundreds of times, thousands. The goal was to erase their personality and implant a new one. Most patients never recovered. Some became catatonic, others died. The survivors described it the same way, a voice in their head, repeating, controlling. Vecna's curse is psychic driving. The Duffer Brothers knew exactly what they were referencing. Let's go back to Hawkins Lab. In the show, it's abandoned after the experiments are exposed. In reality, the facilities were never shut down. They were relocated. Between 1985 and 1990, 15 government research sites across the U.S. were decommissioned. Official reason? Budget cuts. But the programs didn't stop. They went underground, literally. In 2011, a whistleblower named Christopher Bledsoe came forward. He worked as a contractor for a private defense company. He described a subterranean facility in New Mexico, 200 feet below ground, funded by black budget money. No oversight. The research focused on remote viewing and psychic warfare. He said children were still being used. He provided documentation. 3 weeks later, he disappeared. His case was never investigated. His family received no answers. This is the dark reality of Stranger Things. It's not about nostalgia. It's not about the 1980s. It's about what happened to children in the name of national security. And it's about how that story was repackaged as entertainment. Netflix made billions. The Duffer Brothers became celebrities. And the real victims remain nameless. There are patterns in the show that most people miss. Take a look at the timeline. Season 1, 1983. MK Ultra is officially discontinued. Season 2, 1984. The CIA destroys most MK Ultra records. Season 3, 1985. The Cold War enters its final phase. Season 4, 1986. The Chernobyl disaster is 1 year away. Every season is tied to a real historical event. Every season references something the government wanted people to forget. The show is a coded confession. And then there's the music. Stranger Things uses songs from the 1980s, carefully chosen. Season 4 features Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush. The lyrics describe a deal with God, swapping places with someone to understand their pain. It plays during a scene where a character escapes Vecna's curse by remembering love. But here's what people don't realize. The song was released in 1985. The same year, multiple MK Ultra survivors came forward. They described making deals, trading their sanity for survival. The music isn't just nostalgia, it's testimony. Now, let's talk about Hawkins itself, a small town. Everyone knows everyone, but no one notices when children go missing. No one questions the lab on the edge of town. No one asks why the Department of Energy needs armed guards and barbed wire fences. This is America in the 1980s. Trust the government. Don't ask questions. If something seems wrong, it's probably classified. Hawkins is every town that looked the other way. The show's creators say it's about friendship, about fighting monsters together. But take a look at what really happens. The kids in Stranger Things are constantly lied to by adults. The police cover up deaths. The government sacrifices innocent people. Parents are oblivious or complicit. And the children are left to save themselves because no one else will. This isn't a monster story. It's a story about institutional betrayal. There's a scene in Season 1 that most people forget. 11 is in the sensory deprivation tank. She's searching for a Russian agent. She finds him. But then she finds something else. The Demogorgon, Dr. Brenner, the scientist running the experiment, forces her to make contact. She refuses. She's terrified. He threatens her, manipulates her. She reaches out, and the portal opens. This moment is the key to everything. 11 didn't create the Upside Down. She was forced to open a door to the trauma that was already there. The monsters didn't come from another dimension. They came from her mind, from the minds of every child who was tortured in that lab. The Upside Down is a collective nightmare, and the scientists knew it would happen. They didn't care. They wanted to see what would come through. Dr. Martin Brenner in the show is based on multiple real people. Dr. Ewan Cameron, Dr. Sidney Gottlieb, Dr. James Hamilton. All of them were involved in MK Ultra. All of them experimented on children. None of them were ever prosecuted. Cameron died in 1967. Peaceful death. No consequences. Gottlieb died in 1999. He received a CIA medal. The others lived long lives. Quietly. Comfortably. Brenner in the show survives too, until Season 4. And even then, his death is ambiguous. Because men like him never really die. They retire. They rebrand. Their work continues. So what's the real story Netflix never told? It's this. Stranger Things is a confession hidden in fiction. It's a way to tell the truth without facing the consequences. The Duffer Brothers spent years researching government atrocities. They interviewed survivors, read classified documents. They knew they couldn't make a documentary. No one would fund it. No one would air it. So they made a monster show instead. And people loved it. But here's the final piece. The show hasn't ended yet. Season 5 is coming. The Duffer Brothers say it will answer everything. The origin of the Upside Down, 11's true purpose, the reason it all started. But ask yourself this. If the show is based on real experiments, and those experiments never stopped, what are they really going to reveal? Are they going to tell you the programs are still running? Are they going to name the facilities that still exist? Are they going to identify the real people behind Dr. Brenner? Or are they going to give you a Hollywood ending where the kids win and the monsters die? Because in real life, the monsters are still out there. They wear suits, they work in offices, and they have no tattoos to identify them. It's December 21st, 2025. Stranger Things is one of the most successful shows in history. It won 39 Emmy nominations. It launched careers. It defined a generation. But in a basement archive in Virginia, there are filing cabinets filled with documents, experiments on children, code names, numbers instead of names. Subject 11 was real. Hawkins Lab was real. The Upside Down was real. Netflix just changed the ending. The question isn't whether it happened. The question is, How much of it is still happening right now?